Leon Edwards gets the job done in dominating fashion against Colby Covington at UFC 296. Let's do a little breakdown of what happened, what I thought about the fight, and who I think Leon Edwards should fight next. So obviously British bias coming in here. I'm really happy Leon Edwards got the win. I am a fan of Colby Covington, but I am going to obviously side with Leon Edwards here. And also after what Colby Covington said at the press conference, which I thought was a fucking low blow and was disgusting, I was very happy that Leon Edwards won. How did Leon Edwards win? Well, I think what we saw from Leon Edwards here was a really mature performance. Rounds 1 and 2 were very tentative from both fighters. They were just feeling each other out. But in round 3, we really started to see Leon dominate, in my opinion. I like the fact that he kept switching stances. That's what threw Colby Covington off, in my opinion. He wasn't quite sure what to do. We saw some great front kicks to the body by Leon Edwards. Joe Rogan did mention this whilst he was watching the fight. You could see the redness on Colby Covington's sort of ab area from the front kicks. And what was really nice and subtle that I didn't notice at the start of the fight, but I noticed at the end, was the leg kicks. And towards the 3rd, 4th and 5th rounds, I really noticed the redness on Colby Covington's right leg, and it was starting to hinder his performance. With Colby Covington's leg all chewed up from leg kicks, and with the front kicks slowing down Colby, we saw Leon dominate through very good distance management, through great strikes, through good timing. And I think overall it was a great performance. I know some people will have found this fight very boring. I do enjoy the more technical bouts where we see sort of over a longer period of time things start to happen. But I do totally understand how someone could find it boring. But if we look at it from a technical aspect, it was one of Leon's best performances. The other thing that I think he did really well was controlling his anger after what Colby said. Here is the clip of Leon explaining what he did to calm down.
How challenging was it for you as well to stay controlled, right? Because you talk about being controlled with the emotions of fight week, but then you got to go in there for 25 minutes and be controlled. Like, how challenging was it there to keep the proper mindset?
It was hard, you know, like even to the weigh-ins yesterday, I was like fuming and shaking, and but I was after speaking to my mom and my coaches, and just okay, just like fuck this guy basically, and just focus on yourself. This is what he wants. He wants you to come out there and fight emotional and like try to swing and take it down, you know. So I thought, okay, this is like, also what he said is fucked up, but let's switch it all off and go out and do your job, you know.
And what I think is brilliant is this shows us that he has a good group of people around him. You know, he had to lean on other people to help him in this instance. When someone does mention someone who has passed away in your family, you are evidently and obviously going to be very angry. And I thought that he lent on the right people. He consulted with his team, with his mum, and he came back very composed. If we could take one word and describe this whole fight for Leon Edwards, I would say it's composure. So I think that he made the right decision in leaning on other people to help him within his camp and within his family. And that's what got him the win. If he hadn't have done that, I think he might have fought a bit more recklessly and a lot more emotionally. I'm glad he did that as well. What was interesting was every time Colby went for a takedown towards the 4th, 5th and 3rd round, I believe, is that Leon would actually go and take him down himself. So we saw a side of Leon we haven't seen before, which was very surprising. I think that was more him trying to assert his dominance in the octagon. So what would happen, in case you haven't watched the fight, is that Colby would initiate a takedown, Leon would defend it, and he defended the takedowns very well in this fight, by the way. Very like the Kamaru-Usman fight. He would defend the takedown and then go straight into a takedown himself. And I think it was really to assert his dominance. For Covington to say that he actually believes he won the fight is obviously part of his act, because everyone who watched the fight knew he lost. I mean, I'll put the scorecards up for you now. He definitely lost that fight. He was awful. I thought he was slow. I thought he was tentative and nervous. He blames it on ring rust. That could be the case, but I do believe that the things that Leon Edwards was doing really made Colby tentative, in my opinion. The switching of stances throws off people all the time. The leg kicks would have slowed him down. The body kicks, the front body kicks, that reminded me actually of Conor McGregor when he fought, I think it was Chad Mendes or Eddie Alvarez. He just kept throwing these front kicks to the body, and they were really effective, and I think that slowed down Colby as well. So who's next for Leon Edwards? In my opinion, it will be either Rakhmonov or Belal Muhammad. Belal Muhammad has been the backup fighter for this fight. So I am leaning more towards them giving it to Belal, but Rakhmonov would be the funner fight in my opinion, because Belal's fights are really, really boring in my opinion. No offense to him, I think he's a great fighter, but I find his fights utterly boring and a snooze fest. So I would rather see him fight Rakhmonov. I think Rakhmonov gives Leon Edwards a couple of problems that Covington couldn't give Leon Edwards, if you know what I mean, and will be definitely more on the front foot. He'll be more aggressive. He'll actually bring some chaos, because Covington brought nothing close to chaos in this fight. But anyway, I'm really happy for Leon Edwards. I thought he did a stunning job. As a Brit, obviously there's British bias. I also lived in Birmingham for 3 years, so there's going to be even more bias there. But a massive shout out to Leon Edwards. Amazing performance, technically perfect. Game plan also was perfect. I thought his coaches did brilliantly, and a massive well done to his family and his coaches for allowing him to lean on them when he needed them the most this week after that press conference. So excellent job. Who do you want to see Leon Edwards fight next? Were you impressed with his performance? Put it all down in the comments below, and I will see you next video.